This video is sponsored by World of Warships. Hey everyone, it's FLAK Fire. I've been spending a ton of time lately with World of Warships, and I found some pretty cool details in the game that showcase the love that developers have for history and naval combat. Now before we get to those, thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. They're running a recruitment station contest right now where you can unlock in-game rewards and even get paid to invite your friends to play. Recruiters can get $20 per qualifying recruit, plus $50 and $100 bonuses for getting 3 and 5 qualifying recruits. If you're a recruit, after your first battle you'll win a Tier 2 cruiser Diana and a 7 days premium account to start the game. Plus, as soon as you play a battle with a researchable Tier 6 warship, you'll get a lot of other rewards, like the Tier 6 battleship HMS Warspite, 7 days premium account, 5 million credits, and much more. Of course, a recruit can also become a recruiter and invite their friends. The top one recruiter wins $5,000, second place $3,000, and third is $2,000. So, if you want to get started, click the link in the video description for all the info. That said, I spent quite a bit of time digging into this game, and the level of detail here was surprising. So today we're going to look at 10 of the coolest details in World of Warships. First, there are plenty of great audio details. One of the first things you'll notice is the ship's engine order telegraph. You know, that little thing that we always see in the movies when the ship is about to hit an iceberg? You can actually hear it ring out when sending an order to the engine room to change your speed or reverse the ship. Historically, this was a quick way for the bridge to communicate with the engine room and for the engine room to acknowledge the captain's commands. Another neat audio detail can be heard when zooming in on a ship's turrets. You can actually hear the turret hydraulics in action. You can also toot your own horn and spot the steam escaping. That can be pretty useful for if someone starts to drift towards you for a collision, or you need to get someone's attention quickly. Second on the list are the bilge pumps on the ships. These purge water from the lowest area of the ship, and you'll see them hard at work in World of Warships if your ship is flooding. Once the flooding effect is fixed or expires, they just turn off. It's a simple detail, but it helps bring the ships to life. It kind of makes you feel like there maybe could be a crew inside, working hard to keep you afloat. Third is the game's dynamic weather system. You'll encounter snowstorms, thunderstorms, and even a cyclone. These do more than just change the visual appearance of the map, however. They actually impact gameplay. So, for example, snowstorms and thunderstorms. Those are not only going to impact spotting ranges, they actually have other effects like increasing shell dispersion. So, keep an eye out on the mini-map to see the affected area. Cyclones only have a chance to make an appearance on higher tier battles, but they cut detectability to a mere 8 kilometers, which makes hydroacoustic search and surveillance radar incredibly valuable. Fourth are the propellers. Now, this might seem like an easy thing to point out, but you can't see them as often as you might think, and developers certainly could have just easily gotten away with kind of hiding them in chop or bubbles. I don't think anybody would have really looked, but they actually rendered them. What's more, the speed of the propeller actually varies based on the engine speed, and if you order your ship astern, it slows down and then reverses. Fifth is the American flag in the game. The number of stars on this flag actually varies based on the ship that flies it. For example, the cruiser USS Charleston was commissioned in 1905 and it flies the 45-star flag, appropriate for the time period. Meanwhile, the battleship USS Arkansas can be seen flying the 46-star flag, used in 1912, the same year she was commissioned. Of course, World War II-era ships like the USS Arizona fly the 48-star flag. Again, small detail here, but I gotta admit that is pretty impressive. The developers took the time to put all of those in the game. Sixth are the details in ports. Now, if you're not familiar with the port, that of course is the main screen for outfitting and exploring your ship. And what I like about this is that there are tons of different options, and Wargaming did a great job building them out into believable areas. At London, you're on the River Thames, right next to the famous London Bridge. You can also spot the Tower of London there in the background. One of my personal favorites is Dunkirk, which casts a very dark and gloomy shadow over the game. Aside from little boats traveling through the channel, you'll also see squadrons of enemy airplanes drop bombs on the surrounding area. That's pretty cool, and it's consistent with the photographs and written reports of the collapse and retreat of Allied forces during Operation Dynamo. At number 7, let's look at HMS Hood. One of the biggest ships to ever sail the seas, and with one of the most tragic endings, Hood appears in World of Warships just as she was sunk in 1941. That means she's still equipped with the unrotated projectile system. Designed to launch airborne mines, this system was never successfully used in combat, and it was quickly pulled from frontline service after she sank. Although other ships like HMS King George V and HMS Nelson were at some point equipped with the UP system, no other ship in the game I've seen carries it. Number 8 on the list can only be spotted if you look very closely at the French warships in the game. The French Navy's motto is honor, fatherland, valor, and discipline, in its native tongue, of course. It's been that way since 1830. Now, traditionally, these words are inscribed on ships, normally in the form of a plaque, and Wargaming actually added these to most of the French models. It's almost a fun little mini-game to see how many of them you can find. Number 9 are the details on the actual game maps. On Northern Lights, you get a beautiful glimpse of the Aurora Borealis. Sea of Fortune resembles the Channel Islands and includes some pretty imposing bunkers. Meanwhile, if you spot a village on a map, don't be surprised to see small boats bouncing at the dock, maybe a marketplace, and if you look real close, you might even see some moving cars and buses. And lastly, at number 10, I just love all of the little details crammed into some of the early aircraft carriers. For me especially, it's the USS Langley. Originally built as a collier, she was America's first aircraft carrier, and what can I say? It shows. There's plenty of space to see all of the aircraft hidden below her flight deck. Surprisingly, Langley actually served in World War II, eventually being scuttled after a Japanese attack in the Pacific. You can still see her quirkiness on display in World of Warships, including the fact that shells can pass right between her hull and her flight deck. Again, I was really impressed at the level of detail here in World of Warships. It's a free-to-play game, yet it takes developers something like 6 months to build out and model a ship from scratch. They're based in St. Petersburg, Russia, which of course a city steeped in rich naval history, so definitely a game of passion for them. Once again, thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. If you want to join me, I've been squatting up with some of my recruits, so click the link in the video description to get that bonus Tier 2 cruiser and that other slate of rewards. Remember, you can recruit your own friends and get paid as well. All the details are below. Make sure to tell me what your favorite detail was in this video, or if you think I've missed one, tell me down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If not, a dislike. Make sure to subscribe, tap the bell there to get notified of all future videos, and of course, thanks for watching.